Yo, haha, Miltnificent.
Looks like the A1 from Asia Wilson. It's sold out in the hyper pink colorway. The first from her signature release, at least with Nike. But some people noticed a trend that even I'm starting to notice, especially when it comes to shoe releases like this. But let's talk about it. What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick video. And today on the Nike Sneakers app, you had the A1. I like how they did like the whole A1. But I want to say the Asia Wilson release. Now, this is a WNBA player, plays on the Las Vegas Aces, if I'm not mistaken. And she's a baller, right? But she's also a family person, a neighborhood person. And even when you look on her shoes, there are two, I want to say, logos that kind of represent, there's one for a mother and then there's one for a father, and you'll see it right here. The design, the concept, from what I can see, it looks dope. It looks like it has a Phylon midsole. And then also, when you break it down, I want to see this picture right here. When you break it down, you can see how they did the full-length cushion midsole, the TPU frame, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the Harden 8 a little bit. Well, the Harden 8, if you're looking at that. But the outsole looks nice. Breathability at the top, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just one of those things when it comes to first signature releases. Now, this is the first colorway that's supposed to come out, this hyper pink. The hyper pink black is supposed to also come out later on. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a pearl colorway that looks like this. So from what I understand, when people tried to get the hyper pink, at least the first colorway to release in the series, people said it sold out in less than 3 minutes. Some people were able to get in, and it became like a chaotic scene. What I notice is when basketball players, or even collaborations in general, most of the time when it's their first colorway, that first shoe, typically is going to sell out. I think her test is going to be what happens with the additional colorways. Now, there is an additional colorway that I kind of saw that I might get, and I think they called it the blue furry, which looks like a fury, I should say. It looks like this. And that blue pops. Pink, certain pinks I could kind of put on, but that's kind of like for like breast cancer awareness month. So I could see something like that being worn. But there are a lot of ladies that do play basketball, especially WNBA. Of course, you got high school, college, et cetera, et cetera. So, I could see this colorway popping off. But this being the first colorway from her release, I think it warrants the demand, or at least warrants people's interest to get that shoe on, on their channels to review, because again, it's the first colorway. But I want to see what happens with the additional colorways. But when this one, if this is true, and this one's called the Blue Fury, if this one comes out, I'm going to go after it just because I want to see how it feels. I think it's pretty cool when both, professional athletes get a chance to sign with Nike or just create their own shoe and put their own touch on it. So there's a lot of personal information, probably some subtle information that she put on the shoe itself that, like I said kind of earlier in this video, where she's paying homage to her mom and dad, and likely other things that happen within her career. But comment below, man. Let me know. Did you pick up the Asia Wilson, at least the pink, hyper pink version that sold out? Again, a lot of people said that it just sold out so quick they didn't get a chance to purchase. But normally I would see a lot of got 'em pictures. I haven't seen a lot across the internet, so I'm not sure what happened and how many pairs were actually officially dropped on the Nike Sneakers app. But your boy Miltnificent, man, I am out, and you guys stay blessed.